Hello, this one is about Brushwork VR, and it's a web VR game, so it's totally free and there's no installation. You just go to brushworkvr.com/paint, and then enter VR and start painting is at the top. You click that, and yes, it's right here, which is why I keep looking at that. And then you'll be able to paint. Now, it's not perfect. My biggest pet peeve about it is there's not really a good sense of contact with the canvas. Clipping is what they call that in the game world. It's contact of one thing to another. And some VR games I found get it spot on amazing, and other ones not so much. And some just get it where it's really needed and then just let it go on everything else. I don't know how much effort or power for the system goes into such things, so maybe it's just not something they can do super well on the Quest. I don't know. But other than that, I think it's pretty good. Actually, there's one other criticism, which is that when it is transferred to real life, the images look more jaggedy. Anti-aliasing is not really there. So what may look pretty decent on the Quest is gonna look a little jaggedy when it comes out in real life, and that's unfortunate because you put effort into something, you want it to look good. And so is it a replacement for real oil painting? No. But it's a very cool, quick, and easy way to, say, give an idea a shot, see what you think, see if something works or doesn't work, and you don't waste a canvas, and you don't waste paint, you don't waste all that mess and effort. Now, it might also be good for someone just trying to get into painting, see, how things work in general. I think kind of the skill you learn doing painting in this app would be applicable to real life painting. And beyond that, if you have kids, I think, if you're trying to get them into doing some artsy stuff, or they just kind of have an interest, if you have an Oculus Quest 2, way easier. Just go, yeah, I'm gonna try it out here first. Before we go buy hundreds of dollars of painting supplies and make a space where potentially paint can be everywhere and you could make a mess. Because oil paint is fun, and it's one of these things that temperature wise, you get it on yourself and you don't know it's there. Very hard to detect. Whereas a lot of paints are cooler and you feel it like a moisture on your body. But oil paints, not so much. I remember the first time I painted, and I thought, wow, I did a really good job. Everything is so clean. And then I went to the bathroom, and no, I had it all over me, and I just didn't know it. So then I just learned to be much more observant about if it gets on my hands, stop, wipe, clean, so I don't spread it around. So, overall, not much more to say. I mean, you go on here, you try it out, it's totally free. Oh, I did just learn in looking up the company, Sunset Division, that they are actually working on a app for Quest 2. So sometime in later 2022, I guess, there will be a real Brushwork app, but I assume that will come with a cost. I don't know at that point if they're going to do away with the free web version. Hopefully not. That'd be unfortunate. Should just treat that like the low-end version, and then their app like, if you want all the bells and whistles here, buy the app. That would be cool. So, all right, enjoy the video. Bye. Okay, I was gonna show you some brushworks here today, or brushwork. No S. I keep adding an S to that. So, you go to your browser, and it's brushworkvr.com/paint. Simple enough. And of course, on your browser, there are links to many web VR games. So this one you click enter, and boom, you're there. Now the music is a little loud for video. This is actually the second time I'm recording this because the first time the music was so loud you couldn't hear anything I said. So, I actually put that tree in on video. Couldn't hear a word. So, we're going to do this again. All right. So to start with, they give you this lovely, well, it's kind of gray. Okay. It's lovely that way scene. And there are several environments, but I do think this is the best one. Foggy scene is, I don't know, it's okay, I guess. It's a little gloomy. Neutral gray is just depressing. And pitch black everything is really not much better. So I think lake scene is pretty nice. Maybe it would be nice if they gave you a few more pretty nature options, but you know, it's okay. It's good. So we got new painting, load painting, add reference image. And I feel like you may have to, yeah, you would have to go and do that online. So, oh, music's back. Pause. Thank you. And clear your palette with a button press over here. And that is the only way to actually clear it. There's no like wipey things or anything. Let's see. I think that does it for that. Now all your basic directions are over here. So you can just grab that with the grip button and toggle current brush mode AX. So we get this little thing here that says thin, medium, thick paint. Now I can hit B or Y to clear the paint. And now, you just saw that, it's in blending mode. Light, medium, heavy, blending. So, blending obviously is for blending the paint. And making colors and doing this is pretty simple. Let's just, well, here, pick that up a little bit. And I have to hold that weird. I think getting it in the right angle is yeah, important to where you're at. So, stay there a minute. Let's clear that. All right. So now it just jumps to your last paint setting, thick there. So we could put some yellow, we could put some orange. Now once you're at that point, we can clear, do some medium blending here, and just kind of mix this up. So you see, very simple, works really well. And, you know, it's pretty, I would say pretty realistic as to how it's applied. Oops, I hit the blue. I have done that before. I've accidentally added paint that I didn't mean to. Let's see, clear palette. Okay, so since I've already done this, and you can see, even though, you know, I never know how fuzzy this is versus my eyeballs because I have an astigmatism and I'm going to get lenses for this thing, but they're not shipped out yet. So I can, though, still see a pretty clear level where the paint actually gets in these little tiny dots of canvas groove, which is just ludicrously detailed. And that is really a cool thing. You know, this is not an experience that I would expect for free, and it's so cool. Now, my only real problem with this, see, I have learned to paint things to good old Bob Ross, and there's no palette knife. What the heck, guys? Come on, palette knife, really? Any sort of palette knife would be nice. But you know, I'm accustomed to the Bob Ross sort of palette knife. All right, let's add something here. What shall we add? Maybe some little grassy things, perhaps. I don't see. This is actually my first painting, and then I did the demo there with the tree. So it's just kind of an evolving whatever. But I just kind of, those were meant to be background trees, and then there were going to be more trees in front of them, and then I just kind of threw this big tree in there. I think an undo button also would be handy. But hey, free. Beggars can't be autosave. That is the one problem, and I think you probably just saw there how the video froze and hiccuped a little. If you are painting at that time where that comes up and you don't see it because it's over here, you can just totally destroy a part of your painting. So you kind of have to keep an eye out for that. Or if you notice any sort of glitch or stutter, stop, look at the center, make sure you're not about to autosave, because it will glitch and freeze a little bit. Okay, so let's just maybe do some little grassy bushy thing or something here. That's pretty light. Am I on? Yeah, I'm on light. Or no, shoot, I was on light, but I messed that up. Thick paint. Let's do some thick paint, thick paint, thick paint. Oh, not blue. I almost did that again. So I am accustomed to painting with real oil paint, and I would say this is fairly accurate. It does take perhaps a little more effort, just because you can't feel the same level of tactical, you can't feel. You get a little haptic feedback, of course, a little vibration in the controller, but it's not quite the same as actually putting brush to canvas, which, makes a difference. But if you're willing to take the time with it, I am just not liking that paintbrush for this. Do that little bugger. Yeah, if you're willing to take the time with it, it is a nice way to do this without all the mess of actual paint, not to mention the thinners. It's a very chemical heavy process, and who really needs all that? That's kind of a messy looking thing, isn't it? See if we can do something nice with that. So I did get a basic over there. Now let's go back to the old fan. Boop, 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 boop. Yeah. Add a little kind of highlights to this thing. I usually do this seated as well, and I'm standing here, so I don't really have a very good method of bracing my hand on anything, which is weird. I'm even when I oil paint for real, I generally speaking do not stand up. It's just easier to be seated and to have. Oh goodness. Yeah, happy accidents, Bob. Happy accidents. Sometimes you just gotta tell yourself that. This is not a painting disaster. It's not a painting disaster. So yeah, it's much easier to brace your hand. Now I can kind of put my other arm down here. Let's see, and if I get this in the right position, that does offer some good stability. You might notice I'm moving around a lot less here, so that's good. So don't ask me what I'm doing. I'm just kind of doing a little grassy thing. Why not, Whatever. It's just something to show. Maybe add a little. Oh, that's kind of muddy. I want it to be a little yellow. I just don't want it to be like super bright caution yellow. Just some little fleurs or something on this. Yeah, it's not bad. It's something. All right. I would say the other thing is, in Bob's paintings, he'll push the brush in and kind of do these squishy brush motions, and you can't do that here. There is definitely you can just shove this right through the canvas. There's not that physical press. So there's some features that could be worked on, and I don't know if they are being worked on or not, but I certainly hope so. But even if this, as a free painting application, is all you get, absolutely remarkable. And if you ever wanted to paint, just give it a whirl, try this out. It is, oops, let go of my thingy. It is really very close to reality, with a few little glitches here and there, but not enough to fuss about. Definitely worth a shot. Try out painting without all the investment, without all the mess, and just be patient with it and with yourself. And you know what? I want to be a lot closer to that. And, you look at these things up close and you kind of go, ooh, that's not quite how I intended that to look or something. But then you kind of step back and you go, well, it's just a bush thing, kind of blends in the background. That little bugger reminds me of those century plants, and they kind of grow out and down like a big arc, and they have these really broad leaves. They kind of remind me of aloe too, So there you go. I accidentally created a century/aloe plant unintentionally. Great though, right? So let's see. It does autosave, so you don't really have to do anything from here either. And as you can, it has been a while. I started this 8/29, and I think I did that tree in September 24th, 26th, when I did a lot of these initial videos, because this was one of the things I really wanted to show people, like totally free, nothing to do with video games here. This is artistic, this is, expressive and educational, and I do think arts are fundamentally relevant and educational to human development and emotional expression. And this is just a gift. This sort of thing is just a gift. Even if you can't afford all the painting and the lessons and all that, heck, put on PBS, watch a little Bob, do this. It works. It's great. You get a lot of colors. You get a lot of ability to mix and match and paint. And there's a few little things missing that I would love, but as is, it's a darn good start and a wonderful thing to try out. So, till next time.